next contestant is Janis Sherman. If you could go back in time, what one thing you would change and why? If you could go back in time, what one thing you would change and why? Janis Sherman.
Thank you, Mr. Table Topics Master Contest person. If I could go back in time and change one thing, I would go back to my high school days when I was learning about my own personality and what I wanted to do with my life. And I would try to be a little bit more of a firm person and tell people when I felt like I was being mistreated about my feelings and how I didn't like it. Because one of the things that I have found over the last decades, since those days, is that it is harder the older you get to do that and to stand up for yourselves. And I don't really have too much of a problem today standing up for myself, but it took me a long, long time to get there. There's an example of a time when I should have been able to stand up for myself when I was in high school, and it was a sporting event, and we had been playing volleyball, which I was semi-decent at, and the other team passed the ball over, and there were two of us going for the ball, and I called it, and the other girl bashed into me, we missed the point, and we lost the game. And she proceeded to yell at me for missing the ball when I was the one who had called the ball and tried to call her off. And from that day, I felt I should have told her. It could have made a difference in my personality. It could have made a difference if we won the game, which would have moved us into regionals and districts and different things like that. And I often find myself going back to that situation and thinking, I need to do that now. I need to tell somebody how I feel at the time that there's a problem and then be able to take care of it so that it's not an issue later. But I was able to learn from that issue, and I think about it all the time. And if I could go back in time, that's what I would do, was change that one point in time. Thank you.